Good afternoon, sixth period. Today you are going to be watching this YouTube video. Remember, YouTube is only to be used for educational purposes. So if you are found watching videos for any reason, if you are listening to something else than what you're supposed to do, I will find out. The computer technician will find out, and your sub will verify me, and you will not be able to use a computer the next time you are in class. So that's just a forewarning. Hopefully you guys are paying attention. If you do not complete this assignment in class today, you will be given tomorrow some time to complete it. But if you are not done by Wednesday with all of the work that I give you the next 2 days, you will be staying after school with me on Wednesday. I will come pick you up out from the computer lab before school ends, and we will go to my computer and we will call mom, dad, letting them know that you have to stay after to finish work because you didn't complete it in my class. So today, you will be working on OneNote and the Amplify library. So hopefully, on your end, you should see the little video and you should see a little YouTube link telling you what exactly you're watching. And so go ahead and click on your class link in a second. So you're gonna have to pause it, or you could listen while you do this right now. But go ahead and click on Office 365 and click on Amplify. Once Amplify and Office 365 load, you're going to need to go to Period 6, Language Arts, OneNote, and then you're going to have to go to Amplify Curriculum. So hopefully yours loads a little faster, and you will be clicking on the 3 little lines to open up the Amplify library. And then go ahead and click on Red Scarf Girl. Continue reading, and hopefully this will show up for you with the prologue being the first thing that you see. Okay? And then go ahead and go to Language Arts, and we'll be looking at Arts OneNote so that you guys can see what your end looks like. And so today you are going to be working on 7A essay, and you will be clicking on Gathering Evidence. So you are going to be working on first of Geely's perspective in the prologue. So what I would suggest really quickly is going into the Amplify library and just listening to the chapter for a minute and a half. Listen to it, and then when you're done, go back into your OneNote and find different character traits to describe Geely. So Geely is bright. What makes you say she's bright? Her name meant lucky. It's not meant, it means lucky. Means lucky, but this doesn't tell me anything. You need to tell me a character trait so that I know what type of character Geely is. Okay, and so to make things a little bit easier, and under your name, you'll see a toolkit. And this one doesn't work, but this one does. And you will be able to see the different character traits that you could use to describe Geely. Is she joyful? Is she kind? Is she lively? Is she loving? Is she eager? Is she easygoing? Right? What in the prologue describes Geely? And so what you're going to do is, for example, carefully my parents chose my name, Geely, meaning lucky and beautiful, right? They hoped I would be the happiest girl in the world, and I was. So she tells us she is happy. So I can go ahead and copy this, go into my gathering evidence, and say that she is happy. This is, maybe not happy, but joyful and I'm going to put my text evidence there. Okay, so I want at least 3 different types of character or 3 different types of character traits to describe Geely, and I need at least text evidence for at least 4 of them. Okay, then when you're done giving me textual evidence, I want to know the perspective of Geely in the prologue. How does she feel in the prologue at the beginning of the story? How does she feel about the Cultural Revolution? This is where I want you to write a sentence telling me what she feels. This part before should take you about 20 minutes. Okay, so you have 20 minutes to complete this. Go ahead and pause the video so that you can do this before going on. All right, hopefully you have finished. And so the next section that you're going to be working on is how Geely feels during the Cultural Revolution. So you're going to be looking at 3 different chapters of the book. You're going to be looking at Destroy the Four Olds. So maybe going through it and looking at what you've highlighted. You're going to be looking at writing Dazi Bao and the Red Successors. Okay, please make sure that you have these sections spelled correctly. And that you capitalize chapters, because again, remember, grammar counts for your essay. And so what I want you to do is, for each of these little sections, give me quotes in each chapter to show that Geely is changing somehow from being joyful, from being excited, from being wanting to be part of the Cultural Revolution, right? She's excited at first, she's happy, she's hopeful. But now during it, she starts to kind of switch a little bit. There's a bit of a change. So find quotes to describe that. Then when you're done finding quotes for 3 sections of the book, tell me how these causes have changed Geely's perspective. So how has these causes in each of these chapters caused her to change her perspective? How has she changed in the book? So give me 2 sentences here to describe her change. Okay, and this part should take you about 20 minutes as well. And then I will go ahead and wait for you to finish the during. Go ahead and pause it, and then you're going to be working on after. All right, so after now, you're going to be looking at 2 chapters. The first being towards the end of the story, where you're going to be talking about the incriminating letter. And then you're going to find 3 different quotes to show how Geely has completely changed from the middle and the beginning of the story. So in the incriminating letter, remember, she does certain things to show her loyalty towards her family. And so, or maybe she doesn't necessarily show loyalty. You're kind of deciding how is she changing. And so what I would suggest is just kind of listening to this part. You have about 20 minutes to go through it. You can also go through any quotes that I've asked you to highlight and add those, but it needs to be where Geely is changing somehow in the story. Because remember, that's what your essay is about. Remember, your essay is looking at what is one way Geely changes over the course of the story. Okay? And so continuing on for after, right, you're still looking at the incriminating letter, and then afterwards you're going to be looking at the chapter sweeping. Sweeping is only 5 minutes, but you want to make sure that you complete it. And just like we talked about before, you want to make sure that you find text evidence in sweeping, and then you tell me how Geely has Geely's new perspective. Make sure you complete this before Wednesday. You will have extra work tomorrow. Okay, so make sure you're doing your work.